Welcome to Kitchen Table Conversations, a series of short and shareable conversation starters for those of us who have or love and support people with a complicated and beautiful brain. Here's your host, Angela Geddes.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Kitchen Table Conversations. My name is Angela, and I'm just so happy to be here, and thanks so much for tuning in. I think it's important to take another moment to highlight the fact that we are now almost in the middle of September, which is International FASD Month. September 9th just took place here on Monday, and I was really honored to be able to participate in the ringing of the bells in St. Thomas, Ontario, and their big elephant and well-known citywide monument, Jumbo, will be lit up in red to acknowledge all of the efforts and to make sure that as many people as possible can be aware of the risks associated with alcohol and other exposures during pregnancy. So this year's theme is that we all have a role to play from CanFAS Ontario. So that's the Canadian National Research Network for Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder. So I encourage you to check out their website to learn a little bit more. I think that's one thing that all of us can do is just take the time to ask a few more questions, learn a little bit more, and bring these conversations again back home to our own kitchen tables. I think it's just so important because despite our prevention efforts that have been longstanding and very passionately implemented and motivated and created, we're still not doing that well. And I think it's important to note that many people do understand that it's not okay to drink during pregnancy. It's still happening, and it's happening for a variety of reasons, but not the least of which is the conflicting and mismatched messaging that continues to go on. So as we do mark this FASD Awareness Month, I'm thrilled to share with you that we have created a very, very special project. So we are creative at our studio, offering a variety of different services for young people and families. We offer concurrent sessions so that two clinicians, we can support the whole family in a good way. We also do some groups and some retreats and family and caregiver support groups. And the one little gathering that we're doing is for young adults between the ages of 16 and 24. And we really feel like there's a gap in that area for individuals who may have been affected by prenatal alcohol exposure or, deal with a number of other neurodivergent conditions. And so we have a group, it's called Making Connections, and there was one opportunity where we got to share some of our feelings and our thoughts and our ideas that we wanted to share on recipe cards, and we spent some time going through that, and then I shuffled them all up and read them all out so that they were anonymously presented. And from there, we were able to create a bit of a theme. What kind of messages were we drawing from the thoughts and the ideas that we put down on paper? And we actually also had a Canadian country music artist and an award winner who happens to be my partner in life. My husband, Jamie Warren, is a musician, and he came to the group and signed his confidentiality contract and works with me every once in a while, and was able to put what they put down on paper into a really pretty powerful song using all of their words. So I think it's really important to note that everybody that participated gets a co-write. And everybody that participated collectively, not individually, but collectively have lived experience with family disruptions, with grief, with loss, with trauma, with learning disabilities, with ADHD, with anxiety. There's domestic violence that's been experienced and other adverse childhood experiences, and the effects of prenatal alcohol exposure and some, but not all, confirmed fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. So all of these guys came together to form new connections and to explore some of their hidden talents. And what emerged was really just, in my opinion, quite a magical project and final product.
Learning and growing, being comfortable, knowing that when we know better, we do better. I'm gonna do better. I miss my old mom and that dusty road home.
I encourage you all to check out Dusty Road to Home. That's the name of the song, and it is performed by Jamie Warren, and it is available through YouTube and on wherever you stream your music. So so that's something that we're doing. And again, it's a creative way. We decided to launch it during September to help bring awareness and reduce the stigma that's attached with a variety of mental health conditions, of course, and not the least of which that comes with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. So I want to speak about that a little bit because, again, our awareness activities included going to the ringing of the bells in St. Thomas, Ontario, and the police were there, the fire department was represented, public health, children's treatment centers, a variety of caregivers and passionate volunteers. The mayor, Joe Preston, the MPP, Rob Flack, the MP, Karen Vecchio. And so we were really, really pleased to see all of the people who were interested in participating. And that was then posted on Facebook. And so I was really happy to see that this was acknowledged and again, quite honored to be there. But I need to also say that some of the comments that followed it were a little bit disturbing, and it's what perpetuates and kind of creates this ongoing stigma that we're talking about. So somebody commented, the child isn't responsible for the failings of their parents. That is true of FASD or other societal issues. And then the other comment was, you would think they would get it by now, drinking and drugs. And then other people commented like, yeah, they just don't care. They know, but they just don't care. And my heart ached. And when I read these comments, and of course I needed to take the opportunity to offer some additional information. So my response was, you're right. Most people do know not to drink during pregnancy. However, we live in a culture where alcohol is everywhere, and there are many unplanned pregnancies, over 50% in fact, and 80% of Canadians consume alcohol regularly. So that's a lot of unintended exposure that is consequential. It only takes 2 episodes of drinking where one consumes 4 standard drinks at a time to meet criteria for further assessment. And we know that that amount of alcohol can result in fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Most people with FASD do not know it, in part because of the stigma and the blame and shame that many comments and attitudes perpetuate. Nobody drinks with the intention to harm, especially to an unborn baby, but it happens. There is also a lot of misinformation shared in community and from medical providers. Nobody wants to hear this, but FASD is in all of our circles, and often it has been misdiagnosed as ADHD, autism, behavioral difficulties, mental health conditions, trauma, etc. Feel free to reach out if you'd like to discuss this further. This is a big deal, and it's up to all of us to support healthy pregnancies and to support these important messages around our kitchen table conversations. So I left my email address and suggested that ongoing conversations can take place. And the response, of course, I'm always worried about responding on Facebook because you just never know where people are at and what might be triggered from some. But her response to me was, please share this vital information. And in my head and in my heart, and I'm going to share now with some vulnerability, I was thinking, I'm trying. We're all trying in this circle of this FASD community. We are trying so hard to share this information, but clearly we need a different way. We need a louder voice. We need, I don't know, what else do we need? I'm really open to hearing some suggestions and some ideas around how we can make these messages a little more accessible and a little easier to hear and a little easier to digest and to share. So please feel free to reach out to me with some of your brilliant ideas and suggestions. I'll be happy to take them on and do what we can. So with many thanks, Angela.